What's up, guys? Let's go over some awesome Diablo 4 changes coming out in Season 4, and I want to give you guys some stuff now that the NDA has lifted on the stuff that was talked about in the Diablo partner group. So, starting right off, the ray tracing. This is going to be coming out into the game. Let me make it a little bit bigger so you can actually see. So, this is the difference between ray tracing on and off. You can see there's way more detail in the shadows. Heck, some of the shadows actually have some sort of like fading over here, as you can see kind of when you go back and forth. But I like this. This is really cool. It makes the game look better, right? Which is going to be an awesome change. So that's going to be coming out relatively soon, and they posted a blog about it. I'll go over the dates and stuff in a second. There's also the change to zoom out, so the game is going to be zoomed out, and now we have this like side-by-side comparison. So you can see this is Season 4, this is Season 3. It's a small change, but everything is being zoomed out, which is going to be awesome. Another thing I want to briefly talk about is actually World Tier 5. With all this additional power, what are we supposed to do with it? So I'll tell you guys kind of what's in World Tier 5. Obviously, the monster is going to be harder. It's going to be more scaling, more XP, and when is this coming out? Because some certain things have lifted for NDA as we were in a Diablo partner group, and there's some stuff that I want to tell you guys. So one of the things that's pretty awesome is this was actually announced last night. There are going to be some changes to the Uber Lilith boss fight. So what are those changes? So there's going to be better visual clarity of her attacks. They're going to be changing the hitbox of the waves because it was way too OP, and her waves and ghosts are no longer going to one-shot. They're going to do ramping damage. So basically, you probably still can't get hit by a lot of them unless maybe you are a barbarian and just like you're interested in being challenged over there, or if you get any of those super upgraded items that can give you crazy amounts of HP and stats, which we'll talk about in a moment. But the thing that I wanted to kind of explain here is there was some suggestions, including myself, we have like these discussions as Diablo partners, and I had told them we need some sort of reward that's proportional to the difficulty of specifically the boss fights, because well, Uber Lilith is still way harder than Duriel. She doesn't give anything, so what's the point of doing these? I had suggested one random Uber unique, similar to when you do a T70 in Diablo 3, you get a random primal. Can we just get either a spark or a random Uber unique? So with this suggestion here, they didn't specify it here, but I want to say that I had suggested, as well as some other content creators said, like, we need some rewards for Lilith, right? So what this could mean, and again, I'm not confirming it, I'm just saying that Lilith may actually give you good rewards. And what's the point of like redoing the boss fight and changing things if there's still zero incentives to do it? So this will be pretty cool. Now, can we just farm her again and again? It more likely will be some sort of like a one-time sort of a thing, but sometimes it's part of the seasonal progression anyways. So hopefully we will get actual good rewards. And again, this was posted by Adam Jackson, which is one of the designers on the game. So I already mentioned that you guys can zoom out, and I showed you guys that visually. There's another great change to Uber uniques, because this is one thing that a lot of partners, including myself, have been really saying. The Uber unique grind is too long, but I can give you guys some extra bonus info, as basically after a certain date we were able to give you guys the info, and I got something for you guys that I don't think any content creators talked about yet. So what is this change? So Joe Shelley over here, he mentioned that in the Season 4 update, there's going to be Uber on Dariel, but with Uber on Dariel, not only will they drop those Uber uniques, but on top of that, Lord Zir, Beast and Ice, Varshan, all of the other stepping stones will actually lead you up to be able to get Uber uniques. So what is the drop chance on that? Has anyone said that? Well, if you guys want to know, it is 0.5. So basically, it's going to be very, very rare, but that is the drop chance of it. So basically, think of it as half of Duriel. So it's actually not even that bad to go ahead and consistently farm these things instead of doing Duriel runs, especially if you are a solo player. It just takes a really long time to do some of these, and this will really help give you more Uber uniques. And the way it kind of works, if you want to math it out, if you are actually farming it up, like you're getting all the parts by yourself, right? That essentially is going to be a double drop chance, because you have 0.5 on each one, if that makes any sense, where Duriel is about like a 1%-ish. These were 0.5. So if that gives you kind of an idea, double Uber unique drops is kind of what you're looking at. I say kind of because there's also the pit, and the pit, they haven't specified these exact numbers, but as far as wherever we can talk about these, so the pit is going to have a better chance for you to get some sort of uniques and stuff. The drop chance, like you're going to get scaled rewards. We'll have to check that out when the PTR comes out, because I don't know what the exact drop chance is. But basically, the higher difficulty that you go into, it's going to have like 10x the drops of whatever you're doing, which is pretty dang good. There's another thing that I thought was really good that was posted. I actually saw this in Woody's video, but Glyph XP is getting boosted in Season 4, and overall this is something that I've mentioned several times again and again. I'm glad we're getting Glyph XP boosted, but can we please just make all of these glyphs across all the classes so I don't have to level them up? Like, if I'm playing like a druid and the exploit glyph is the same as the barbarian, it's like a lot of the glyphs, they have the exact same names and they basically do the same thing. Can we just have these just like Diablo 3 gems where it's just like on your account and you can kind of just swap them? I think that would be a really nice change, and it would encourage people to actually make alts, because the game is not alt friendly at all. But they basically talk more about ray tracing. This was actually a post, I believe like last night this one came out, yeah. So they're just showing off ray tracing, and I already showed you guys kind of the differences here. And on console, it actually is a setting that you're going to have to go into. So on console, if you guys want to get the ray tracing that is going to come out into the game, you just go into enhanced visuals. And as far as like the date goes on this, let's see, do they have like the exact date? It's on the patch 1.35. So this is on March 26th. So this is going to be before we get the next season. And also this is going to be well, it's in 3 days. So in 3 days, we're going to be getting ray tracing. So it'll be kind of cool. And I got a card that can do ray tracing, so I'll show you guys the difference. They show the difference over here as well. You guys can see basically just better like lighting overall. But I'm sure when you're actually in the game, you may see other details that are kind of nice. You can see the reflections over here. Look at the reflection. That's pretty cool. But yeah, we're getting ray tracing. That's cool. And I think overall, a lot of players are really excited about this next campfire. Well, the campfire that we got. And on top of that, we're getting the PTR very soon. But I was also kind of looking at some of the stuff that was presented, because they were showing off that you can get basically these... It's almost like a primal drop on one of the stats, and these work for unique items as well. And someone mathed it out over here, and apparently this is what you could be getting. And I feel like this could actually be pretty game breaking, but I'm okay with that, because I think at the end of the day, because PvP isn't really like a competitive mode, and there's really no one in PvP, having these crazy things like plus 33 levels to teleport. Remember, it will start scaling, and you can go up into multiple tiers. You get plus 20 to claw. You can get plus 13 to upheaval. You can get 21 CDR. Now, CDR is actually a very dangerous stat in a lot of action RPGs. To get to the point where like you can basically become invincible, I'm talking about things that are kind of game breaking. I mean, getting like 5,000 life on a Harlequin Crest the Shaco, that's pretty insane. But like, this is where Barbarian just becomes exponentially stronger. So Barbarian is still probably going to be one of the best classes, and I'm going to talk about World Tier 5, which is going to make Barbarian even stronger. So what you could potentially get, and this is going to be super, super uber rare, but if you are trying to compete on the gauntlet, to get the difference between a regular, like, you know, stat grandfather and getting one of those that has like the bonus stat, like the ancient rolls on it, basically is what it is. It's 1.5 times, but it will start scaling in, and you can get 10,000 life on a grandfather. That is ridiculous. That's almost most people's like full HP pool. Like, you can just go, all right, I got a grandfather, and now I have basically superseded. And the reason why Barbarian's going to become even stronger is they are reworking gems. So this was a leak a while back about World Tier 5. It's already data mined, so this is not like someone speculating that, you know, it's going to be there. This was a leak in the file, and we actually have the artwork of the new gems. Now, I talked about this previously when it was originally leaked, but they are also reworking the gems, which makes it even more exciting, because, well, that means that we're going to get some maybe cooler stuff to actually look at versus like, oh, we get crit or vulnerable damage that's getting increased. These are actually getting changed to main stat, which makes, again, Barbarian go even stronger, because Barbarian has more sockets because they have an additional two-handed weapon. So these were data mined, and my question is, with all of this bonus power, right, that we're getting on some of the items that can drop with basically like a ancient stat on the item, a 1.5x multiplier, and those can go into several different tiers, and you can get multiple rolls on certain items. This could be absolutely crazy. Now, to get one of these, I don't know how rare it's going to be to get a grandfather with plus 10,000 life, which is, again, just crazy amounts of levels of rarity. But on top of that, the gems, what are these going to be doing? Are they going to be doing something special? We already basically had this revealed a while back, but because they said that these are going to be rolling with main stat now, is what they mentioned before, is some of these things over here are basically just numerical, like, damage increases. But if we're able to get 3 more tiers of gems, and it was kind of something that I think a lot of players wanted. I myself was like, okay, with all this power, when is the next world tier coming out? And if you guys want my guess, this is not secret info, but I want to say it's probably not coming till the expansion pack for World Tier 5. But anyways, that's my thoughts on it. You guys can let me know yours down below. But if you guys enjoyed the video and want to learn more stuff about Diablo and keep up with other video games, hit subscribe to that bell if you're new here, and I'll see you guys in the next video. But Season 4 is looking pretty spicy.